Hey y'all, what's going on? So we want to continue the conversation of the danger of breaking up and getting back together, right? So if you missed our previous video, go back and watch it. I shared a little bit from my perspective. Sean's going to share from his perspective.
Yeah, I mean, all of that, it could bring, like, for one, it can create more insecurities within the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because like she said, like, we went through a toxic period in our relationship where, you know, I was getting kicked out quite a bit, you know what I'm saying? So it had got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. We're done. And I ended up conversating with someone else. And then we decided to get back together, right? Because at the end of the day, I knew I loved her. I knew, you know what I'm saying, she was the one. I was just tired, you know what I'm saying? And I think it was at a time kind of both of us were tired, you know? But somehow we ended up back together. And I can say it's really stressful, especially when you go and you have a conversation and you start talking to someone else and then you decide to go back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure some of you have been there. You know, it can be stressful because then you got to let this person know, look, I'm going back home. You know, this is where I want to be. And you got to deal with that, you know. And I know with my wife, you know, it was a lot, you know, when she found out that I was conversating with someone. So then you got to spend that time trying to build the trust up or trying to let them know, like, nah, like, this is where I want to be. I'm not trying to be there. It wasn't that serious, yada, yada, yada. And a lot of times they're not going to believe you. That's why we say, like,
take it off the table. Stop all that
like,
breaking
sometimes,
up.
if we be honest, if we be completely honest, sometimes it's not that serious, right? Mm-hmm. We just haven't learned conflict resolution. We haven't learned how to communicate with one another and be respectful. That's why we tell people, like, do not be ashamed if you have to reach out to get help because you don't know how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. We all have had, you know, some interesting things growing up or the flow over into our adult life that caused us to not be able to communicate, especially if we didn't see it.
Absolutely. So that's the goal, y'all. 2026. Let's grow up, right? If you want to experience longevity in your relationship and you want it to be prosperous and you want it to feel good, it's gonna take work. I don't care who you follow online. Everybody is sharing like their highlight reel, but we won't go on live talking about our troubles because we didn't need to. Some things need to be sacred, right? So when you see a couple winning, always understand, there was a lot of work that was done behind the scenes. So we want to invite y'all, listen, yeah, love shouldn't be hard. However, there are some instances where we created that hard and then we got to navigate through it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
That's right.